For those of you who showed up the first time around, sorry about that. I suddenly realized I hadn't brought anything in to drink, and I knew I couldn't survive a whole video without something to sip on. But we are back, and today we are doing the daily Reiki micro session. And we're doing a micro session because it's only 5 minutes long. A regular session is an hour, and I'm not going to sit here and do that live for an hour, but this is enough to get you exposed to Reiki to see what it's all about, what you might be able to use it for, that type of thing. And so we'll do 5 minutes of Reiki, followed by 5 minutes of questions where you ask whatever question is on your heart or on your mind. I'll pull out my tarot deck and use my intuition, and we'll come up with some nice, solid answers that'll help you move forward productively into your life. So for the Reiki, let's go back. Let's shift back and focus on that. What is Reiki actually good for? Reiki is basically good to help you reach any kind of goal that you have set for yourself that is a positive goal that you could use a little help with. So it's good for physical healing. It's good for emotional healing. It's good to improve relationships. It's good to improve financial situations. There are a lot of things that you can use it for. It's good for easing anxiety and other emotional and mental situations. Let's call them. It's good for addictions, and so lots of things that we can use it for. If you guys have something specific you want to focus the Reiki on for yourself, feel free to go ahead and do that. For those of you who are not sure what you want your Reiki to focus on, I'm going to set the intention for whatever it is that will benefit you the most, okay, for each of you as individuals. So separate intentions for whatever will benefit each of you the most. Let's get this Reiki started. All right, so we're starting Reiki at 14 after the hour. That means we'll finish up at 19 after the hour. Meanwhile, I think I'm going to move my clock to where I can see it a little bit better. There we go. Thank you for the thumbs up. Whoever's already given me a thumbs up, I appreciate that. And thank you for everybody giving me thumbs ups later on in the video as well. Thank you to those of you who are sharing this video with others who may find it beneficial and useful also. I'm already feeling somebody pulling some Reiki energy into feet. So feet can be something physical going on with the feet that needs physical healing. And if it's not something physical, if you're the person or persons pulling into the feet, then this can have to do with you finding your purpose, finding what it is that you want to do with your life, or maybe even what it is that you want to do with your day, but finding your purpose on whatever level that might happen to be for you. I also have somebody pulling into that base chakra, and the base chakra has to do with security, finances, income, place that we live, um, relationships with the people that we have, all of that kind of good stuff. So security in general. But we've got a lot of energy going into both of those places. The interesting thing about Reiki is it can not only benefit those of you that are here with me right now, but it'll also benefit people watching this video even after I'm not live. And so what I'm feeling may or may not be from you guys. It might be from whoever's watching this later on as well. Because Reiki is energy, and energy is not limited by time or space. La da 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 da. Aren't we lucky? I think we're lucky. We have 3 more minutes of Reiki. Does anybody have any questions about Reiki while we're doing the Reiki? This is a great time to get those answered. I am a certified Reiki master in Yasui's version of Reiki. So if you have any questions, I'm certainly certified to answer them. As long as I can keep from being tongue-tied. It's awful quiet in here. I wonder if anybody got notifications yet. Did I get my notification? I got my notification for the video I started by accident, but not for this one. One more minute of Reiki. Uno momento. Welcome, welcome to the new person in the room. Glad you're here. If you have questions about Reiki, throw it up in the chat box. I'd be happy to answer that for you. All right, 5 minutes of Reiki have passed. Let's go ahead and wrap up the Reiki. And now it's time, if you guys want to ask questions, whatever's on your heart or on your mind, I'll pull out my tarot deck, use my psychic abilities, and come up with a good answer for you. One that'll help you move forward in your life in a solid way. Whatever questions I can answer in 5 minutes. Sun Lehman, hello, hello. Do you have a question for me today? I'm not sure I've seen my name in your room. Your name in my room before. Glad you're here. All right, guys, this is a chance to get me to answer a question for you at no charge. If you have a question that you would like to have answered psychically, feel free to go ahead and get a one-question reading. If you don't want to ask it in a public place, you can see how to do that on my website below. Theseus. Now we just switched over into questions, Theseus. Well, welcome, welcome. I hope you like it. I hope you subscribe. I also do a monthly forecast for every sign, and I do daily pick-a-cards as well, besides my lives that happen almost every day. Guides. Sun Lehman. What advice do you have for Sun Lehman as far as career-wise? Career-wise. So it looks like there's something that you need to recover from as far as career-wise right now. So it looks like as far as career, you made a really rushed decision in the past, Sun, where you thought you had all the information that you needed and you went forward only to find out later on that you didn't have all the information that you needed. And so you sort of jumped the gun a little bit quick there. All right. Obviously, when we're dealing with something like a career, that's not going to be good. That's an ouchie. That hurts. All right. This card really just is spirit just saying, yeah, that was really hard on you. And not only was it hard on you, like financially in the pentacles and the pocketbook, it was also hard on you emotionally because you had a lot wrapped up in whatever this was that you jumped on and thinking that you were going to be able to really move forward quickly on in career. So this card shows that you're healing up from that. Now that means not only are you healing up emotionally, but you're also finding ways to deal with that as far as Pentacles go too, so financially as well. So advice. For advice, what you've got is the Eight of Swords coming up in reverse. Now, the Eight of Swords in reverse is telling me something very simple here. It says that you're feeling limited and restricted right now, son, and you're feeling limited or restricted by your own limitations or your own restrictions, not necessarily by any restrictions being put on you by somebody else. So the advice here, when this card comes up in reverse, this is breaking free of our own thought patterns or our own perspective that is limiting us. Okay, so not only does it tell us that the only reason we're being limited is because of us, ourselves, our own selves, um, but it also, when it comes up in reverse, it says we're breaking ourselves free of that bondage or that limitation. So this is basically the advice here is to break yourself free. And how do you do that? Like that's simple advice, but how do you do it, right? So basically, since what's holding you captive is your own perception right now, how you do that is you imagine yourself having a conversation with somebody who's neutral about the situation. Maybe imagine yourself having a conversation with a postman and telling that person, oh, this is my situation and I can't do anything because da 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 da. And try to imagine how somebody who is not you, who is standing on the outside looking in, how would they respond to that? And if that doesn't break you free of your own perception really quickly, if you're not able to break out of that by imagining what somebody else would say or what somebody else would think, then what you do is you actually have a conversation with somebody that's a little bit more neutral, not somebody who's a family member, not somebody who's also invested in your career, somebody who is really neutral. Maybe somebody that you meet on a park bench, and you just say da 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 da, and see what they say. Do they roll their eyes and go, well, why can't you do da da da? Or, do they say, "Oh, I understand. Well, what if you went in a different direction?" So you just want to imagine what would be the perspective from somebody else's point of view because it's your perspective that's limiting you, so you have to get out of that. You have to come out from behind that gate and look at this from another perspective to be able to find a good answer to move forward in your career. You started a blog. Well, that sounds like fun. Are you writing about things that you really enjoy? Theseus, I'm going to do yours because it's there and I was just about ready to read it when the timer went off. Theseus wants to know, what is E thinking of me? Oh, that's bad, what I just thought. You're quite welcome, son. Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you first about Theseus, and then we'll put cards on it and see what the cards have to say. Are you sure E is thinking of you? Because when I look at E, the first thing that I hear is echo, 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 echo. And I was like following that thought around in my mind, like, okay, what are you saying? What has an echo like that? An empty room, which made me think an empty head. Maybe he's not thinking at all, or she. Maybe this person isn't thinking at all. Maybe if you would holler in their ear, you would hear the echo come back. But let's see what the cards have to say. Ripple Snake, we're glad to see you back, my dear. Where have you been? This is the last question for the day, by the way. Oh, and by the way, guys, super chats are never required, but always appreciated. La da da da. La da da da. Well, I really don't think that he is thinking so much about you right now, Theseus. I think he's got things compartmentalized, and this is a compartment that he has sort of closed down the box on, or she. I do see this person thinking about money and payday and when is he getting paid and how much is he getting paid. And I keep going with he. If it's a she, please forgive me. But how much is he getting paid? When is he getting here? What's he going to do with it? He's really thinking about payday. He's also thinking about not collaborating with anybody. For me, this is he doesn't really want to spend his money on anybody else because it's right next door to payday. He's planning on how can he spend payday all on the things that he wants. And with the Nine of Cups, that's his wish and that's his desire, basically, is that he wants to spend the money his own way with nobody telling him what to do. And he is working on how can he manifest that. I really don't, like I said, man, it's echoing in there. I don't think he's got a lot of thoughts. He's got the compartment of you shut. So You know, I mean, I know that's probably not what you want to hear and it's not easy to hear, but that's what's coming out, baby girl. Been busy? Well, we like busy. Busy is a good thing, right? All right. Well, I hope it has been. Busy is a good thing for me, I'll tell you that. Anyway, it's time for me to get out of here. Thank you all for being here and spending some of your precious time with me. I know that you have lots of choices of what to do with your time, so thank you for choosing me. Thank you also for the thumbs ups on this video, and thank you for sharing this video with others who may benefit from it, especially from the Reiki portion. And of course, thank you to those of you who do the super chats when you can, and those of you who get readings and Reiki sessions. It is because of all of you guys' support that I get to do what I do for a living. Oh, and by the way, one more thing. The contest has begun. 6 people in the drawing so far. The contest has begun. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Peace out.